Alright. Next SCP. I'm still in the whispering phase for like 1 minute and 20 seconds. This SCP is written by Larb Noches, which they don't have an office page. Okay, so Larb Noches, you wrote the SCP called Instant Organs. Instant Organs. Here we go. Alright. Object class Keter, safe classification pending containment. Special containment procedure. Due to the widespread use of SB2687 Mobile Task Force Gamma 41, Bad Science has been informed to track and contain any uncontained instance of -A and B. See MTF Gamma 41 abridged documentation. At all times, a set of 20 -A instances per depicted organ is to be kept at storage site 77 for use as emergency replacement organs when it is logistically infeasible to use non-anomalous organs. Any instances recovered beyond the original set of 20 per depicted organ ought to be incinerated at a temperature of at least 475 Kelvin. Additional information, level 3/2687, clearance required. How big is this information? Okay, not much. Research Lab 14 of Storage Site 77 is to be allocated for the production and improvement of... Alright, back to normal voice. Okay. There we go. Where was I? Storage is allocated to production and improvement of SB... Okay, of -C. Due to the knowledge of SB2687's properties, Research Lab 14 is to be staffed by former Prometheus Labs employees recovered during the initial suppression efforts of SB2687. Due to the anomalous nature of -C as well as current attitudes of Foundation staff towards Prometheus Labs, knowledge of the purpose of Research Lab 14 is to be restricted to the following groups. By the way, I need to check something. Like, when is the latest oh, okay. So these SCPs are coming out in December. God damn. Okay. Sorry. Due to the anomalous nature of -C as well as its current attitudes on Foundation staff towards Prometheus Lab, knowledge of the purpose of Research Lab 14 is to be restricted to the following groups. The current site director of Storage Site 77, level 3 or high researchers assigned to SB2687, members of MTF Gamma 41, the O5 Council. Any compliant Prometheus Labs operators found during future SB2687 recovery efforts may be added to Research Lab 14's roster. Description: -A is currently unknown. Is a currently unknown number of polyethylene models of various human organs presumed to have originally been manufactured by Prometheus Labs. It's been a while since we had Prometheus Labs. When 20 grams of organic material is applied to a given instance of -A, the following occurs over the course of approximately 10 minutes. The process detailed below has activated even when exposed to plant material and carbon-based fuels. The title was what again? Instant Organs, okay. Number 1, the model immediately changes composition from a plastic similar to high-density polyethylene to a series of unusually high-density proteins often found in SCPs such as 2923-7 and SCP-534. Number 2, via unknown processes, the model increases vastly in volume, often destroying its container while doing so. Density of the models decreases as per non-anomalous physics models. Number 3, aforementioned proteins form together into a previously undocumented form of stem cells. The stem cells differentiate into cells found in the model organs, essentially recreating the organ with a smaller than 0.01% error margin. Organs generated by -A are collectively labeled -B. All -B instances are genetically identical and are apparently immune to organ rejection. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I believe organ rejection means if you put an organ inside you, that you sometimes it will happen that your body will not be happy with whatever organ you got. Maybe. Actually, I'm gonna look it up before I start spouting nonsense. Like, I'm just gonna look up what it means. When your body's immune system treats the new organ like a foreign object. Okay, I was right. Okay, good. I mean, it is pretty obvious, but like sometimes you don't even know. During regular cellular replacement / death, the cells within instance of -B will revert into the original composition. But that's pretty good. Like the fact that like, you can have this organ. It's an organ that instantly creates, and you can implement it into your body, and your body will not reject it. Pretty solid. This increasing a large amount of plastic within a person's body leads to death in 70. The cells within the instant of dash will into the original composition. Oh. There's increasing a large amount of plastic. Okay, that's the problem. Yeah, so you can have the organ inside you, but then it slowly becomes plastic. So that does not help. This increasing a large amount of plastic within a person's body leads to the death in 75% of untreated cases. I keep wanting to look it up who's like online, but then I keep forgetting you guys can actually fucking see it. However, the use of -C has been capable of preventing death from occurring. -C is an in vivo CRISPR-Cas9 treatment created by the staff of Research Lab 14 during initial development of SCP-2687. aka clustered regularly interspace short palindromic repeats. CRISPR-Cas9 and its variants are modified versions of a bacterial immune system capable of selectively removing and modifying genetic material. -C uses anomalous genetic material to modify cells surrounding a -B instance, creating specialized organelles capable of processing the polyethylene plastic excreted by -B instances during cellular replacement. -C displays slight antimemetic properties. Those not aware of -C's properties invariably ignore any information related to -C's existence, including genetic information of -C's affected cells, microscopic analysis, etc. I just now realize I have to send something to my friends, and she has not talked to me in a while. I'm worried. Come on. Captures. Download. Microscopic analysis that imprecise and or false information regarding -C can be perceived normally. Just come on, fucking let me out. I'm going to eat and then draw as much as I can until I fall asleep. Of the blue beauty, I have to work all day tomorrow as well, but I can sleep, you know. That's sweet of her. Sorry, this will take just a minute. No favorite NPC to the music. And here we go. Good vibes here. Okay. Also aware of -C's properties are capable of perceiving -C but incapable of sharing information regarding -C with persons unaware of -C. Okay. Current information regarding -C properties can be gathered via the administration of a standard class W amnestic for approximately 2 hours after the amnestic is administered. Information regarding -C's property can be perceived and, unlike most anti-memes, permanently remembered. The specific combination of anti-memetic properties allows -C to be administered without a risk of discovery. Wait, let me read that again. -C properties can be gathered via the administration of for approximately 2 hours after the amnestic is administered. Information regarding -C properties. Okay, the current version of -C was developed soon after the staff of Research Lab 14 was employed by the Foundation. Previous versions of -C include... So in a way... Well, no, it first creates new organs and then slowly makes the new organs into plastic. Because I'm pretty sure it explains here that it is made out of some sort of plastic. Because it's made out of polyethylene, right? Polyethylene is a form of plastic. So it creates a new organ that's functional, but then slowly turns into plastic while it's inside you. And then, yeah, you die. Because like your body's not meant to have a giant bit of plastic sitting inside you. Machine approximately the size of a modern fMRI, capable of relocating all polyethylene currently inside a human body. Okay, so relocating all okay, so -C seems to be something that basically replaces the plastic inside. So that way you can still give an organ that slowly becomes into plastic, but then you give -C and then it stops. It prevents it from, killing you. Direct injection of enzymes capable of breaking down polyethylene prototype never released. Because there's already like a big talk about us having microplastics in our bodies, right? So having a bit of plastic inside you that's basically this big and round, right, will definitely not be good. So of course, it looks like the Foundation have found some sort of medicine that will prevent that from killing you. It's one of microscopic biodegradable drones that broke down polyethylene in the body version released to the public. Various other temporary solutions. Disco, pogo, ding-a-ding-a-ling. The last 5 paragraphs of SCP-2687's description will be ignored by those not inoculated against -C's properties. It also has been deemed unnecessary to install a security checkpoint for this section. Now we have here some more notes. MTF Gamma 41, abridged documentation. Okay. Composed of former members from various other mobile task forces, MTF Gamma 41's mission is threefold. 1. Locate facility. There's a lot of steps. We had 4 steps here, 4 steps here. Well, not steps, but points, and now we have steps here. Locate facilities potentially housing -1 instances and manage -A, not -1. -A instances and manage -A instances as per current containment procedures. Locate civilians potentially housing -B instances and administer -C as well as customized memory modification. What was -A again? Yeah, it was a current unknown ability models of various humans. Yeah. Gotcha. And -B, yeah, the organs made by it. Gotcha. This number 3, dismantle the Chaos Insurgency communication network masquerading as Prometheus Lab. Wow, the Chaos Insurgencies in this masquerading as Prometheus Labs. Objective 1 will be completed with the use of confiscated Prometheus Labs records as well as information from Research Lab 14 staff. Facilities potentially containing -A are to be infiltrated for a maximum period of 1 month. If -A is detected, it is to be removed via any means necessary to prevent further use. Objective 2 will be completed using records from facilities discovered during completion of Objective 1. Upon establishing contact with civilians possessing -B, MTF Gamma 41 operatives are to coax said civilians into arriving at a nearby Foundation observation post. Upon entering said observation post, civilians are to be immediately administered an instance of -C and replace all memories concerning the observation post with memories concerning a routine visit to a local doctor. Objective 3 will be completed via military action on MTF Nu 7 Hammer Down part as well as advanced communication interference of MTF Gamma 41's part. Members of MTF Gamma 41 are to configure customized radio jammers inside observation posts near Chaos Insurgency assets. Said radio jammers are to be broadcast on all CI frequencies, attempting to override their communications. If successful, any overwritten broadcast must be replaced with Class 3 or stronger memetics conveying a message commanding that all -A instances are to be destroyed. If unsuccessful, MTF Gamma 41 must contact MTF Nu 7 and request immediate military action. And here we have an interview -1 level 3/2687 clearance required. The following interview was between Agent Wasbay and Dr. Lunau, a staff member of Research Lab 14. This interview was performed soon after Dr. Lunau contacted the Foundation, was the first source of information regarding conditions surrounding SCP-2687. So they didn't have any information before until this person contacted them. Gotcha. Begin log, external information redacted, see description. So we have West Bay, who was the agent, and L for Lunau. Okay. What was the first indicator that development of the product was compromised? In retrospect, Mickey joining our team was probably the first indicator. He was always a bit off. It's hard to describe, but even when he was completely focused on his work, he somehow seemed preoccupied. You mentioned earlier that your team was suffering some financial difficulties. Could you elaborate? Oh, that was in the late 1996. We were moving out of the animal trials, and corporate notified us that a major contract had ended for no reason. I wasn't told who the contract was with, but I can take a guess. As for my team, I'm actually going to give him a bit of a... As for my team, our budget was strained because of it. If we didn't make a market-ready product in a year or two, the entire project would have been for nothing. I see. Is that why the supplement you told me about only works temporarily? Unfortunately, yes. I suppose I should ask for more detail on what happened to the facility we found your team in. A few months ago, my team had reached a high point, if you will. We were shipping out hundreds of organs every day. Each one meant another patient treated. It was our crowning achievement. Long pause. Then we heard about a missing shipment of the supplement. My superiors told me it was probably a bureaucratic accident. Nothing to be worried about. Then we heard about another shipment. Then another. By the fourth, corporate had finally figured out what was going on. What was going wrong. Someone was stealing the shipments and taking them to who knows where. We only realized that later that the Chaos Insurgency was involved. Considering that we just saved your team from a group of insurgents outside your bunker, I hardly find that surprising. Oh, well, thank you for that. As I was saying, after our shipment began disappearing, it became clear that our comms were failing. Within a few weeks, we couldn't get in contact with our superiors. The only signal functioning was the emergency line, but even that was a gobbled mess. When the comms came back on, almost all the lines were filled with, well, memes. About 50 different programs, all laid on top of each other. That's what our filter said anyway. Could you determine the purpose? Well, not really. The first person to go over the data was Mickey. He was the most resistant to such things, or at least his test said so. After a few seconds he got up, walked down the hallway and choked out a security guard. He didn't even flinch. He just killed him. Then he moved on to the next guard, then the next. Excuse me. One man took out 3 trained private security officers with his bare hands. That's more than a little unlikely. Well, I don't know how, but every shot fired him missed, even from a fucking foot away. Sorry, that was unprofessional. How? It's fine, continue. My team ran... Sorry. My team ran off, but one of them didn't make it. I don't know why Mickey even decided to be so brutal, visibly uncomfortable. He just tore his legs off and slammed the torso against the wall. Judging from this, as well as several other testimonies, Mickey is currently thought to be POYGE-21, a high-ranking Chaos Insurgency operative with enormous capabilities. Currently, POYGE-21 is still at large. Interesting. That's unusual. Can you think of a potential motive for these actions? For Mickey, I have no idea. He might have been a sleeper agent, I don't really know. For the insurgency, Prometheus Labs was already in a bad position. A lot has happened this year and, well, maybe the insurgency just wanted another technology to pilfer. Wasn't our facility ransacked? I'm not allowed to tell you that. Whoever was, agent, before we end this interview, can I ask you something? Sure. Please tell your superiors to try to save our patients. I haven't always considered your group to go out the way to use anything that you consider anomalous, but I'd rather not be responsible for more than 1,000 people dying. Of course, this is West Bay terminating the first interview with Dr. Lino. Date December 17th, 1998. Oof. Near Christmas? Okay. Access Research Lab 14th recent files. One unread file retrieved. Relatively little progress today. The only major accomplishment was the creation of a potential way to increase the convenience of the supplement. Due to the supplement's current injection-based design, it is relatively difficult to modify the cells of a modified organ. due to the injection having to be placed directly within said organ. However, Research Lab 14 has created a method that might allow the CRISPR-Cas9 system to automatically attach itself to cells with trace amounts of the unique plastic excreted by the organs. This will make it possible to inject the supplement anywhere in the bloodstream, massively decreasing the difficulty in administering it. Although it is currently unknown how this method could be added to the CRISPR-Cas9 system, it might make it possible to administer the supplement in pill form, allowing it to be mixed with any other medication that may be in use. To add on to the summary, Research Lab 14 is making 2 requests: increased access to supplement production facilities. Research Lab 14 and its staff aren't certain that limited resources provided to it will be able to meet the extremely large demand for the supplement. Additional amenities, Research Lab 14, as well as the small number of locations the staff has access to, has very few opportunities for entertainment. Beyond this, the staff's living quarters are extremely confined, and several members of staff are suffering from sleep deprivation. Damn. That's no bueno. Like, they basically were trying to help people, but then like found out like, oh shit, replacement organs are actually accidentally reverting themselves and might potentially kill every single person that gets a replacement organ. So at the end, this SCP is not a bad thing. It's just that like it's an unfinished thing, so to speak. It's like, yeah, it's basically like, yeah, it's basically just a the closest example I can think of is like a video game that's like being sent. That's No Man's Sky, sending a video game that's clearly not full. Or Cyberpunk, a game that's not fully finished, and then, you know, they hoping that a patch down the line will be made to fix it, which is what they did as well. They're like, oh shit, the organs are reverting back to plastic, and it kills people. And now we have to find a way to fix that, and then it's just create like this medicine that will like I'm not sure if it's a medicine or if it's like a machine or anything like that. Will just keep the plastic from growing or like happening inside the bodies. This SCP is a work in progress. But yeah, it's basically an SCP that was meant to help people, and it's a marketing thing, and it's a trade, it's a trading SCP, it's a deal, it's a business, blah 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 blah. But clearly, not fully finished. We had Mickey going on a fucking rampage, so there's definitely a reason why it's not fully finished. I think they just couldn't really get to the point of making better versions, because it's just there's a guy running around killing people, which is, you know, fair enough. Fair enough that you cannot really reach them. Oh yeah. New SCP came out 20 minutes ago. It's a funny one.